Dmitri Shostakovich was a Russian modernist composer born in 1906. He wrote his Fifth Symphony on November 21st in 1937. The premiere of this piece went well, and this performance debatably saved this composer's career and life.
To understand why this symphony was so important, we need to take a look at the history of Soviet Russia. Shostakovich performed music largely based on what was going on in the world around him. During his time, there were two prominent ideas of what music should be.
There was the Association of Contemporary Music, also known as the Modernists, who believed that music should develop from what it used to be to something new. Their music was considered avant-garde. There was also the Russian Association of Proletarian Musicians, who were more conservative and believed music should be accessible.
Although Shostakovich was a part of the modernist group, the RAPM was more prominent and its views on music were the same as Joseph Stalin's. This background brings us to January 1936. Shostakovich's famous opera, Lady Macbeth, had received a bad review from a magazine.
This review from a prominent communist newspaper forced Shostakovich to act, or else he would be imprisoned or executed. The time from 1936 to 1938 in Soviet Russia was called the Great Purge, and during this time, Joseph Stalin used deadly force to get rid of people who did not conform to the party.
Up to 1,750,000 people were executed because their art and music didn't follow what Stalin wanted. Because of this, Shostakovich felt a lot of pressure to change his music so he wouldn't get killed. He had decided to either change his music or continue to write controversial pieces and risk his life.
This brings us to Shostakovich's Fifth Symphony, which was written with a lot of conservative and well-known Russian themes. At the end of the piece, the originally D minor key switches to D major, which would typically suggest a celebration. However, it is debated whether Shostakovich was sincere or ironic in this ending, and some have described it as sounding like the Russian patriotism was being beaten into them.
The public loved the piece, and what was even more shocking was how highly praised it was by the Communist Party. Taking into account the history and the events of Shostakovich's time gives his piece, Symphony No. 5, more meaning and helps the listener understand some of the emotions behind it.